and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group. youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
U.S. visitors rescuing struggling Southeast Asia tourism. The latest travel industry data reveals that while Southeast Asia has been lagging far behind the rest of the world in its recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, visitors from the USA are coming back in substantially greater numbers than from other origin markets. In the first 5 months of the year, the 1st of January to the 31st of May, travel to Southeast Asia reached just 18% of pre-pandemic levels, whereas travel to Europe reached 55%, to the Americas 66% and to the Middle East and Africa 64%. Looking ahead to the summer months, the 1st of June to the 31st of August, flight bookings for Southeast Asia are at just 43% of pre-pandemic levels, whereas bookings for Europe are at 70%, for the Americas are at 78% and for the Middle East and Africa are at 85%. Analysis of long-haul flight bookings this summer reveals that travel from the USA is set to reach 75% of where it was in 2019, before the COVID-19 outbreak. The next healthiest source market is Australia, where bookings are currently far behind, at 60% of 2019 levels. It is followed by the UK, at 47%, Germany, at 58%, and France at 57%. The most popular destinations for U.S. visitors are the Philippines, Singapore, and Indonesia. Helpfully, as U.S. tourists are known for being high-spending, average trip durations, this visitor profile is also more affluent, with 17% flying in the front of the plane, compared to 9% in the equivalent months in 2019. The destinations which are recovering most strongly are the Philippines and Singapore. Summer flight bookings for the Philippines are currently at 70% of pre-pandemic levels, for Singapore 58%, for Thailand 35%, for Indonesia 41% and for Vietnam 32%. Travel to the Philippines is dominated by people returning to visit friends and relatives, whereas travel to other destinations is more for work and leisure. Throughout the pandemic, airlines flying to Southeast Asia have provided more than enough seat capacity to accommodate passenger demand. However, in May 2022, the acceleration in demand started to outstrip capacity, which has been creating an upward pressure on airfares. Government-imposed travel restrictions provide the best explanation of the observed recovery trends, as the destinations that relaxed restrictions earlier, such as the Philippines and Singapore, have recovered more strongly. Some of the most significant dates and changes to travel regulation include: the 10th of February, Philippines opens to vaccinated travelers without quarantine, but a pre-departure test is required. The 27th of March, India opens to all travelers without quarantine. The 1st of April, Singapore opens to vaccinated travelers without quarantine and tests. The 18th of April, Australia opens to vaccinated passengers without quarantine, but a pre-departure test is required. The 1st of May, Malaysia opens to vaccinated travelers without quarantine and tests. The 1st of May, Thailand opens to vaccinated travelers without quarantine and tests, but pre-travel registration, with details of vaccination and insurance, is needed. The 15th of May, Vietnam opens to all travelers with no COVID-related entry rules. The 18th of May, Cambodia opens to vaccinated travelers without quarantine and tests. The 18th of May, Indonesia opens to vaccinated travelers without quarantine and tests. The 8th of June, South Korea opens to vaccinated travelers without quarantine, but a pre-departure test is required. The 10th of June, Japan opens to tourists in tour groups from 98 countries. The 31st of July, New Zealand will reopen 2 months earlier than originally planned.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group, or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.